Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. I was sitting here this morning reflecting on one of the really important people in my life, and somebody who taught me a lot of lessons. Not only how to treat myself, but how to treat others and how to keep pushing on when things are tough. This is the man that showed me my love for fishing, my love for learning more, and my love to just put everything I have into what I do. I remember being like, I don't know, I might have been 12 at the time. And like, I'd fished before, but I never really understood it. And he goes and he calls my dad up, and he was like my dad's second dad. Like, that guy took him under his wing. He'd play soccer with him. He'd take him fishing. He'd throw my dad over his shoulder, and he'd walk him across a river to get to the best spots. Like, just so cool. But we go, and he calls my dad, and he says he wants to take us all fishing. So dad loads us up into the car, and he says, yeah, we're gonna go catch a sack full of fish. And my dad pulled him aside. He said, you can't promise him that. Like, you can't just tell him that. You know what I mean? Lo and behold, cast after cast after cast, we were just pulling these fish in, having the best time ever. Like, it really ignited a passion for my brother and me. We love fishing. We'll go fishing on every job we go drive out to. You know what I mean? From that day forward, we'd go over to his house and we'd tie flies, or we'd watch fishing videos and just talk and hang out and spend some really serious time. It was beautiful. Well, as the years passed on, it's a time as old as tale. People drift apart, but my grandma, his sister, she was in hospice, and I was just leaving a visit, and I was hanging my head down so low, and I heard this English voice, hey, unforgettable. I heard that, and just immediately the hair on my neck stood up. He knew I was hurting through the whole thing. I knew he was hurting through the whole thing, so after that day, we were pretty well inseparable. I'd wake up in the morning, I'd drive over to his house, and I'd mow his lawns. And always had to make sure the lines were straight. He didn't care, but his amazing wife did. So I had to make sure I did it right, and if I didn't, I was going back. We'd go fishing, we'd go get pizza, we'd go have a beer, do whatever. And it was always like, he'd always just listen. And he'd never tell me how to live my life. To me, he was one of the funniest men that ever walked the planet. He taught me to find beauty in everything. He taught me patience, how to love, and he taught me how to listen, even though at that point in my life I was one of the most angry, stubborn people you would probably ever come across. You know, that guy was amazing. I miss him every day, but each day he's popping up in my head, teaching me a new lesson and showing me that there's still beauty in this world. But you know, grief is a hard thing to deal with. I know everybody goes through it, and sometimes you don't find the healthiest ways to deal with it. Sometimes you feel lost because that was your person. You know what I mean? But if you're going through grief, you gotta remember that they're up there watching, they're cheering you on, and if they wanted anything, they'd want to see you succeed and do your best and put one foot in front of the other. It's hard to not feel lost when you've lost a big piece of your life, but you guys got this. You can keep doing it. I love you all. God bless you, and I hope you have a beautiful day.